All right, we're going to take a look at how to find nonfiction books in the Media Center. The most common two searches that you will use are subject search and keyword search. Just because mostly when you're looking for a nonfiction book, you have a topic. You still totally can use a title search if you know an exact title, an author search, or a series search as well. But we're going to start out with a subject and keyword search because that's the most common. So let's say you wanted a book about animal attacks. You always try a subject search first, and I'll show you why. Once you get your list of results here, you can click Browse Subjects, and it will narrow it down. The nice thing about this is it usually will show you, the nonfiction books are what appear here. You can see what are fiction books. So when I click the first one, Animal Attacks, and I browse down here, all of these are nonfiction books. If I wanted to find out more about this book, I can click the title. The first thing I usually peek at is the book available? And right now this one is checked out. So then I would need to follow my breadcrumbs back one and find a different book that might work for me today. I'm going to clear out my search. Now a keyword search also works to find books as well, but it's usually your second resort. So I'm going to do, say I was looking for a scary nonfiction book. If I type in scary and push subject, I have no hits. So then I would clear my search out and then try a keyword search. And here's why you'll want to know the difference between subject and keyword. So right now, if I click the Browse Subjects button, you're going to notice scary does not appear in this list. And the reason is it's not an official subject heading with the Library of Congress. So now see, I have 61 books that have scary somewhere in them. And if I wanted to browse, I'd have to scan for the difference between an everybody book, a chapter book. Here's a nonfiction book. And so maybe I'd want to take a peek at this one. And I can see that this book is in. I see it's in the 398.2 SCA. That's what I would write down to go find this book. And this book is a collection of spooky stories, poems, riddles, tricks, and tongue twisters. If that looks like what I want, again, I'd write that title. Write the call number down and then head to the shelves. I'm also going to take a look at a biography because those are in a different section. So let's say I wanted a book. Let me get her name right. About Malala. Type their name in, push subject, and then it will come up. And notice here, the call number is in a different section, so BYOU. So this book right now, I can see is not available. I could put it on hold. I can get a little description of what it's about. And if the book was on the shelf, I would write down on my sheet BYOU. Biographies are organized by the person they are about. So this book about Malala, the reason it's YOU is for the first three letters of her last name. I'm going to clear out a search. You can do an author search for nonfiction if you happen to know some great nonfiction authors. So I'm going to do a search for Seymour Simon. Just try his last name. So if that happens, sometimes it gets picky. You can search for just someone's last name. And when it comes up, again, I can click the Browse Authors button and find just Seymour. There it is. I can see, I was spelling his name wrong. I see we have 14 books by him. And all of these are in nonfiction. He writes these books. You probably can recognize them. They're really good nonfiction books. So if you wanted our books just by Seymour Simon, that would be the way to go about it. The last search that you might find yourself doing for nonfiction is a series search. A lot of kids like the biographies with the big heads on the cover. So if I typed who is and did a series search this time, and I'm looking here like these are not all the who is ones, I can click Browse Series. That's just a great habit. And I see we have 4 in the who is and 46 in the who was. And I can click and see all of them that we have in that series. So with a popular series like these biographies, again, a series search will work for nonfiction. So again, to review, subject search is what you want to try first. If that doesn't get you any hits, try a keyword. But the other searches, such as title, author, or series, also work for nonfiction.